So when you have strong parental attachment at home, it's like that is their home base. They come back to that for everything as they're branching out a little bit more in life. That's their honing spot. That's the place where they come back and be like, you know, is this a safe place for me to talk about the things that happened today at school, or is it not? If it is a safe place, they're always come back to you and they talk to you about, I mean, my kids talk to me about the damnedest things.
That's kind of like, you know, the way it should be for parents. Parents should make an environment feel safe for kids, because the unfortunate thing is there are kids out there who don't have that feeling of safety at home.
Yeah.
They don't feel like home is their safe place. And I mean, that would be a rough spot to grow up in, you know?
Yeah.
Like, because I mean, what does that do to a person if you grow up in a place where you don't ever feel safe, you know?
My number one goal as a parent to my children, I have a 7-year-old daughter and a 5-year-old boy, is to create a place of safety for them. Like, I always want my children to know that they can talk to me about anything.
Yeah. Well, and
anything.
And just feel safe at home.
Oh yeah, feel safe at home, but like you can tell me anything and I will not judge you. I will be here for you. Yeah. So anytime my kids admit to like a wrongdoing, like, Mom, I lied to you earlier, I never give a big reaction of like, you know, well, you're in trouble now, or nothing like that. It's always like, well, thank you for telling me the truth. Like, I always try to encourage them to, like, you know, it took bravery, it took fortitude, it took courage for you to come here and tell me that you did something wrong. I'm going to praise that more than I'm worried about what you did. We all do shit that's wrong. Can we be accountable for it?
Yeah.
Can we talk about it? Can we like be honest? That's what I want to worry about. I don't care that you even lied to me earlier, because if I reward you for telling me the truth now, the next time that you think about lying, you're just not even going to lie. You're just going to come and tell me the truth. Yep. Right? Like, you're like, yeah, last time I lied to Mom and then I told her the truth and it was fine. It's like, I'm just going to tell her. I'm going to tell her the truth. Like, I'd rather have that kind of relationship than to like beat my children or like you punish them for like doing wrongdoing. Like, man, I just think there's a better way to do it. I really do. And I think with my kids, I've been, you know, let's say that your kids, I'm going to draw an analogy, like wet the bed. What kind of a response do you think that your child will have to you if you found out that they wet the bed, especially if like they've done it before, you know? What do you think they're going to do? And that's just like a good way to stop and like do a check real quick. Like, do you think that your child will come and tell you without like feeling guilty or anything, like, I wet the bed again? Like, they're going to be honest with you, or you think they're going to be scared to tell you? Or do you think
they're probably going to be embarrassed by it initially?
Right. They're only embarrassed if you've created a situation to make them feel like they're wrong for it, like that. So I mean, because when they're little too, I think that when they wake up and they're wet, their first thought, if like complete innocence, is not to think that they should be embarrassed. It's just like, oh, I peed the bed, until you come, if you make a big deal out of it, or you make them feel bad about it, or you create a situation where they're like, oh shit, I'm bad. Like, I'm bad for doing that. This is embarrassing. Yeah. So it all depends on how you help them feel about it. Now, I'm not saying you want to encourage them. You don't want to be like, yeah, you peed the bed.
Hey, good job, son. You pissed yourself. Good job.
Like, but like, hey, like, oh man, all right, like, let's try again tonight. You know, it's like, it's okay. Like, it happens, but you'll get better about it. Let's make sure we potty before. Like, do you want me to wake you up in the middle of the night? Like, what can you do to support your child through the situation so that doesn't happen? And so that they can also feel like, I can come to Mom and Dad and tell them that I didn't mean to, but like, I peed the bed. I'm still learning. Like, are they going to support me in that? Or are they going to make me feel like I've got to either lie about it? Or some kids will even go to the level of probably trying to hide it. Like, some kids are going to wake up so stressed and like probably like, you know, like try to change their bed sheets or put a blanket over it. Like, they're not going to tell you because they're just so afraid of how you're going to react to them. And this is just like so simple. Life doesn't have to be that hard.
Did you make them do their laundry when they wet the bed?
No.
No?
I didn't. They were little.
Okay.
I mean, they're little. Like, I mean, I'm talking like, I think my son was potty training up till 5, but my daughter was done by 3. Like, she was really good. You have
2 kids though?
Mm-hmm. My daughter did it really early and young. But, you know, my fiance had spinal bifida. And that is like in layman's terms, it's like the nerves of the base part of the spine don't fuse until sometimes later in life or sometimes at all. And it can diminish, so my brother had this too, it can diminish the feeling or sensation of having to go to the bathroom.
Oh, because of spina bifida? Because it reduces the sensations?
Exactly. You just don't always know what your child is going through or what state of development that you're in. And sometimes our expectations or, you know, what we think is right. If your child is a good child and you've created a safe environment and they're doing the best that they can, like, why are we assuming, or why are we taking this to a place of toxicity?
Yeah.
They will get there. Like, what do you got to do? Like, how do we, we just praised our son whenever he would have dry nights. We'd mark it on the calendar and it'd be like, oh, that's so great. Like when you get 30 days of dry nights or 15 days or whatever it was, like we would do something special for him and we would set up motives. Like we would just be like, that's so great. You're doing so awesome. And so like he was motivated himself. Like he genuinely wanted to like not pee his pull up at night.
Yeah.
He really didn't want to pee it. Like he was excited for his, his marking his calendar and like being, as opposed to like reprimanding him. So
this is when he was around like 5,
4.
6?
Yeah,
4,
4.
5, 6?
He was like potty trained like into his 5th year. It took him a lot longer. I mean,
that's a very creative way of encouraging that though. Like these are things that you come up with as a parent. I've never had any kids, so it's not something that would have occurred to me.
But it's just more like, you can break a wild horse and you can force it to do what you want, or you can bond with it and it will do what you want because it loves you and has bonded with you.
Yeah.
There's 2 ways to get what you want, but one way I think is more wholesome and more creates the environment of, if that pen door is ever open and is a horse gone, or is the horse going to be like, no, I like it here. Like,
yeah,
it's pretty great.
They treat me well.
They treat me well and they feed me, so I mean, there's 2 ways to get what you want. And so this is how we worked it around we wanted to encourage him, not shame him. We wanted to create a safe place, not a place of, where he's going to have to feel scared. And that for me is also propelling into his future, like if my daughter or my son were ever, to party and they're 16 years old and they've been drinking and I want my daughter to know that she can tell me, Mom, I know you wouldn't be proud of me right now. I'm 16. I know I've had a few drinks. It's not safe for me to drive. And there's a guy here that's really making me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Can you please come and get me? That she will know that I will not be like, are you fucking kidding me? You're drinking, 16 years old. You like, what do you think? Like there's parents out there that just react.
They'll freak. Yeah.
They freak. And that kid will not call you because you've taught them that you are not safe.
Yep.
And I'm not again saying that I want my daughter in this situation or that I will be happy that she's 16 at a party drinking. I will not be. But the most important thing is that she knows that I am her mother first and I love her first. And her safety will always come before like anything. So like she can always call me. She can always be like, hey, and I will be there and we will talk about it. Like, well, so now that you're home and hangovers over, what were you thinking? Like, why did you, like, what made you make those decisions? Like, what do you think about that? How do you feel about it? And we'll talk about it and I will hope to help her get to where she's making better decisions. Hopefully the way that I'm doing this now, I hope that we don't cross that many bridges like that where, she's at a place where she feels like she needs to even engage in things. I don't think so. I think we're on a good trajectory. But again, I haven't crossed the teenage years. I'm sure there's many challenges, that before I had kids, of course you think it's going to be so easy and like, oh, why do parents do that? Why they don't? Now that I have kids, I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. It's really hard. So I haven't got to the teenage years yet, but I hope that I'm setting up a place where she knows and he knows that first and foremost, before judgment, before reaction comes love. And that's what we will lead with. And there will be consequences. There's always consequences, to the things that, that my kids do, but that's not the primary, that's not the safe haven that I'm trying to create.
Yeah. Well, and I think there's definitely benefit to like what you're saying. Like if you like freak out on them because they jacked something up, then they're like, I'm never going to tell them again.
Well, they learn right away. They got to hide it.
Yeah. And you don't want that, man, because like, what if they're in a dangerous situation that they do genuinely need some help, but they're afraid to call you? Yeah. Like
if your children lie, I think it's your fault.
Yeah. A lot of times it's a lot of times that way, but also because like, part of it's like the people that they're surrounding themselves with, you got to have conversations with them about that probably too, imagine.
Yeah.
And that's a hard conversation,
Of course. And, people say it's 50% nature, 50% nurture. I think it depends on how strong the nurture is. There's a book by Dr. Gabor Mate, who is a trauma specialist who I'm just a huge fan of, and he's taught me so much. I've never met the man. Would love to do a podcast with him at some point, but incredible. And it's called Hold On to Your Kids. And it talks about the parental attachment versus peer attachment. And peer attachment becomes much more prevalent and stronger in children who don't have strong parental attachment. So when you have strong parental attachment at home, it's like that is their home base. They come back to that for
Yeah.
everything as they're branching out a little bit more in life. That's their honing spot. That's the place where they come back and be like, you know, is this a safe place for me to talk about the things that happened today at school, or is it not? And if
Yeah.
it is a safe place, they'll always come back to you and they talk to you about, I mean, my kids talk to me about the damnedest things. Like my daughter came home and was like, oh my gosh, my crush today gave me a kiss on the cheek, you know? And instead of me being like, that, what? I'm going to go talk to his mom. That's unacceptable. You know, if she's 6, like, hello, obviously I don't want that.
Yeah, I don't want to
Come
have
on,
a
like,
knee-jerk reaction.
but it's just
on that.
like, but instead of the knee jerk, it's like, oh, really? Like, well, what happened? Like, tell me about it. Okay. And I was like, and then it will get into like the lesson part of it, which is like, well, do you really think that that's appropriate? Like, but getting her to try to think a little bit of the answers as opposed to me like force feeding them. A little
Yeah.
bit more of like a Socratic discussion about it, as opposed to like me telling her, this is how you have to be. I'm not always going to be there in her life.
Yeah.
I don't get to make all the decisions for her life. So the younger I can start getting her to start thinking about making the right decisions and trying to like influence her through what I believe is the best, but ultimately it's her choice. Right? I mean, all of it is her choice. She
Yeah.
can hide it or be punished for it. I can, you know, do all the reprimanding I want as a parent, but someday she's going to either give me the double birds or she's going to give me a double underhook hug, you know?
Yeah, a double underhook.